there, Eagles fans. Welcome back to Philly Eagles Therapy. I'm Basil.
And I'm Baz.
And we are recording, Wednesday, August 19th, 2026. Dad, how you doing today?
I'm good, yeah. Good day.
Yeah. Eagles just, you want to do any more, just to say that?
That's all I got, yeah.
Good day, rainy day here in the Springs area if you're interested in our weather. Nice little rainy day out here. So that's about it.
We didn't get much, but you got more at your house.
Yes,
I seem to, too.
Man, you were there when it just poured out of nowhere. We were about to do some yard work, and then flash flood. It was pretty crazy. It was pretty crazy.
I got here, we got 1/100 of an inch, so that's not
much, but it felt like for 10 minutes, it felt like whoa, it came down crazy, but it was good. It's needed. We're recording on the first day of the Eagles and Patriots joint practices, so I know they got a second one tomorrow. We probably won't be back to record another one tomorrow. We're kind of here to talk about the Ravens game, the joint practice, and the next preseason game, taking kind of, we're not going to do everything right now.
Consolidate.
Exactly. Consolidate and do a little bit before we get into our workload of the season. We'll talk about the preseason game against the Ravens a little bit. Then we'll get into joint practice. Then we'll talk about the game coming up. We're also going to do. I have some PFF rankings. I want to run by you, Dad. Some of the rankings before the season that the PFF released, and then we're going to do our roster predictions. We're going to do our 53-man roster predictions. We like to try to do this before preseason, but we're at least doing it before any cuts happen or anything like that. So we want to get our roster predictions out there.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll take a picture of them or something and put them on the video while we talk about them or something, but it'd be fun to do. So with no further ado, let's get into it. As always, let's give a shout out to the Philadelphia Eagles fan club of Colorado Springs. Now we have news. Nothing's official yet, but on the page they've been discussing Steve and our presidents, Steve and Ben, brought forth a decision to possibly move to a new bar. Previously we were at Rhino Sports and Spirits, and they are thinking about moving to Stoney's, which is going to be a location downtown. In downtown Colorado Springs. It has not opened yet. They are projected to open before the season starts, of course.
That's the word.
Now, they kind of addressed that, they're letting people vote. They wanted people to come and, kind of go into there and vote and say how they felt. And it's mostly positive feedback, it seems like. I know a lot of people struggled with Rhinos, just didn't really feel the love. Didn't feel the love, didn't feel at home always. This maybe opens an opportunity for us to have a new and I don't want to say improved. There's nothing against Rhinos, but a new home.
No.
And we'll see what happens. But there's a lot of talks going on about moving there. So we'll keep you updated on this podcast. If you're on the Facebook page, keep an eye out on there.
If you haven't seen it yet, take a look for it. I know a few people just jumped in today that hadn't seen it yet. Triviani.
Yes. Trevelli's. Yep.
I saw him jump in with it and they say, hey, okay, and it's been a probably 95%.
I would say so.
A positive to go down there. And, from what I've heard, though, Stoney's is willing to let us put up some gear.
Yeah.
Put up some signage.
Which is, that's like kind of the main thing. I mean, you want a place to have a bar in a community too, but the putting up the stuff, obviously you see behind us how much stuff we have. We got stuff on the wall there and over there, and we got stuff in storage to go up. That was from Frankie's originally.
Right.
So we got a lot of things.
Yeah, box.
Exactly. So, keep an eye on that. We'll keep you updated on that, and we'll see how things go.
Speaking about, we do have finally got this.
Oh, yes. Okay. Yeah, right behind us we have a newspaper for the Philadelphia Inquirer from when the Eagles won the Super Bowl, given to us by one of our fans. Hopefully he's listening and watching, can see that we finally got it up. We had kept it laid out and flat for a very long time to straighten it out with some books on top of it. We kind of forgot about it.
Yeah, well, I needed the frame, so I finally got a frame. Yeah. And then there's a few other pictures in there from the front, from the sports section that day.
So really cool for us to finally have that. So thank you very much for that. All right, let's get into it, Dad. Let's talk about let's get the boring thing out of the way. Let's talk about the Eagles-Ravens preseason game. Most people already moved past this. I know we're a little late to the party, but we're not in a rush to cover preseason games always. Eagles played in Baltimore against the Ravens, lost 24-7. Obviously, no starters playing except for Jahad Campbell on the defense. Right. Aside from that, not a single starter played. Oh, I guess unless you count the kicker and the punter and the
right.
But whatever. So not knowing many people played. Got their doors blown off. Didn't score till the last minute of the game.
First half was abysmal.
Unfortunately, I got obviously being out here, when I was watching on my phone, I was going to the zoo. I didn't get to watch the game completely, but I was driving to the zoo and I'm watching it. My wife's driving, and right away it's like, oh, it's the Ravens announcers, like it's the Ravens crew.
Yeah, that's the one bad part on the preseason games. Unless you have ESPN Plus or whatever it is, whatever you're going to get the local. And you're going to get the local commercials. It's really hard to watch.
Yeah. So right away, I knew it was going to be bad because the first thing that the guy said was rookie Cole Wisniewski, good special team, back to return the kick. And I was just like, he's hurt. He's not even playing. Like, and that's where you just get, I can't. And that's where preseason just gets hard because you watch that type of stuff and you're just like, these guys don't know our team. And I get it. If I covered a Ravens game, I probably wouldn't know everybody either. But
they're third stringers.
It's just tough sometimes to be like, these guys don't even know our players. Cole Wisniewski, I don't know how to say his name. He's not playing. He's not even out there. It was Quez Watkins returning the kick. I mean, what are we doing here, man? Like,
look at the number.
Yes. So I don't want to put too much into it, but just annoying.
It's hard. And like I said, there were a few preseason games where starters played. I saw some of that. I think who was it? I saw
Josh Allen play a lot.
Yeah, he played an awful lot.
Played a whole. Well, I think he played like maybe 2 or 3 drives, which can turn into a whole quarter. If I pull up Josh Allen's stats real quick.
Yeah, he definitely did. Quarterback
6 for 8, 111 yards, a touchdown. Jordan Love played quite a bit. What's his name? Bengals. They played their starters, which was, man, if you're a Bengals fan, you hold your breath because Burrow got hit twice. He got sacked once, and you're just like, please get this guy out of the preseason.
You saw the Jackson Dart hit, right?
Oh my God! Yeah, and he came back in, which good. He's a tough
dude.
In
the concussion protocol
every week.
You guys, what are you doing? I mean, I know he needs the work, right? I understand that, but goodness gracious.
Yeah. So we all know the funny thing about preseason. When your team does well in preseason, you go, hey, they're looking pretty good. And when they suck in preseason, you go, oh, it's preseason.
It doesn't matter.
So we're in the mode right now where it's preseason. It's not our starters. It's our backups. Obviously, you want to see the backups still be able to perform, well-ish, 15. You want to see them put up 2 touchdowns or 17 points, get a field goal. You do want to see something like that. And it was not like that. Dalton played terribly. Tanner McKee played terribly. Unfortunately, those guys competed for our backup spot. Cole Payton came in, had a little bit of a shine on the last drive, some runs for, good to see him getting active.
Getting on the field, but yeah,
absolutely.
I thought Andy Dalton starting was just ridiculous.
Why does Andy Dalton need to be played? That'd be like playing Joe Flacco. It's like playing Joe Flacco in the preseason. Why would you do this? Why would you play Joe Flacco in the preseason?
It's crazy.
It's just weird for me to watch that stuff happen.
It really is.
So, we're going to be looking forward to the next game. Obviously, playing the Patriots. We've got the joint practice today and tomorrow, like we mentioned. But, yeah, no, put the game behind us. Do you have any bright spots? You heard some, stuff. You watched the highlights. You watched some of the game.
Yeah, I think that's the one other thing that you're looking for. I thought Trotter played really well.
Absolutely.
That was great to see. Ty Robinson, who I was a big on him last year, he looked pretty good. He had a good sack there, and he seemed to have a few good rushes. So I mean, there's times that you got to watch. Looking for Uar to get to play. And see what he can do. So there are points and places. I mean, we even had in the last episode we talked about who's your player to watch. Darius Cooper played well, had a drop, but. Yeah, and that's all you hear every time I listen to a different podcast from the Philadelphia area, But, I just think, you need these guys to get out there, especially the second-year players is really what I'm looking for. See if they've grown, if they've moved on, got better, and some of them did, so that's positive.
Yeah, I guess we could do a quick winners and losers. You already said it. Winners: Jeremiah Trotter had a sack early on, was flying all around the field. Next to him, John Campbell played great as well. We know he's great starter, of course.
Yes.
So both the linebackers, they played fantastic. Other winner, you said Ty Robinson. He might have made the roster.
Might have helped him make the roster. Yeah,
I would say so. I think there's a chance that had he not had a sack or done well in that game, he wouldn't have been on the team.
He not just had a sack; he had a few good rushes.
Yeah.
Where he was like that close.
Yes.
And you want to see that because obviously, even if he does play this year, he's not going to get much time, but we need him to be able to spell a few of the big guys out there and, be able to play, at least look like he belongs on the field, which it looks like he did to me.
I forgot he's from Gilbert.
Really?
Played in Nebraska, but he's from Gilbert.
Yes. Wow, that's cool.
So that is that all the stock ups? I guess Cole Payton had some good runs.
Yeah, I didn't even stay till the fourth.
Shipley 7 rushes, 22 yards.
Had a few good rushes early.
Yeah, a few good rushes. Tank Bigsby had a great rush. I guess I would say losers or stock down. I don't know, whatever you want to call it. Stowers, Eli Stowers.
Yeah, I heard. Yes.
I've heard things that he's been looking better in camp, which is great. But I hate hearing about the camp all-stars because J.J. Arcega-Whiteside is the best camp player ever to exist.
We had another guy in the late 2010s that was he had 2 good years and never played. So
yeah. Eli Stowers, not a great game, I didn't think. Tank Bigsby, first play of the game, had like a 12-yard run, wiped away with a holding penalty.
Yeah. Well, that was the other problem that I saw in that game. The first drive, holding. First play of the game was a hold.
Yeah, Eli Stowers.
Then there was another, there was another one, and you're like, okay, let's go. Come on.
And aside from that, he had 3 catches from 12 yards. And it's just a little bit disappointing to see from, a tight end who we think, we're pushing to see if this guy's the future. And he's a second-round pick. And, I wish I got to redo the stats, but, we've heard a podcast talk about, first-round wide receivers, what's their average, they get in their rookie year. Oh, it's pretty good. And then it said second-round tight ends, what's their average? It's bad. They're getting less than 300, sometimes 350 yards per rookie season. So you don't expect, a 700, 800-yard season out of this guy, but, you want to see some catches for more than 12 yards.
Yeah, throw it downfield to him. That's what he was in college, right? He was a kind of a deep threat, if you will, for a tight end. And
absolutely.
Again, it's preseason, and we don't want to show him anything. That's the other thing. You're playing kind of a bland playbook type thing. So, who knows? I mean, that's the problem with that.
Yeah. Any other stock up? Uwer Bernard, Joshua Weru. We mentioned these guys, and we should mention everyone wants to talk about these guys. The guys from the International Pathway Program. They played their first game of football ever, and. Yeah. They made some plays. They didn't, Joshua Weru, I think he showed up on the stat line with 1 tackle. Okay. Uwer Bernard did not show up on the stat line, but he did have, he had some plays here and there where you're like,
he looked like he knew what he was doing.
Exactly.
He had some good get off.
Yeah.
He got around the end a few times. He shook a few blockers, which, again, he's not a first round. I mean, it's not the first team, if you will, but still, it's good to see him. He's playing against guys that have played for 8, 10, 12 years.
Absolutely.
And now, he's showing at least he's got something. So,
yeah.
And it's mostly his raw speed, his raw power. We're hoping that translates.
Yeah. Let's transition now down into the joint practice that we saw today. So we got to, see a lot of highlights. We got, our articles and stuff like that to talk about it. From what it kind of sounds like, the overall theme or the kind of overarching synopsis is the Patriots were a little bit were better than the Eagles today. Not just in the team drills, but in a lot of the one-on-one stuff. It seemed like their backup offensive lines, defensive lines were killing our guys. AJ Brown had some obviously the video went viral,
right?
Where he goes downfield. I didn't love the whole. I heard some of the shows you listen to. Oh, Burns, Quinyon Mitchell. Oh, okay, he's half a yard behind him. Right. It's not a burn. And then he says, "Oh, but he doesn't complete the catch." Well, Quinyon got his hand in there, so that
I got held.
And then there's like, "Oh, AJ held him," or no, he held AJ. Well, then you see AJ pushed him a bit. So what are you going to do? It's one-on-ones in practice. Yeah. But obviously, other than that, AJ looked like he kind of beat us down pretty good. The offense for the Patriots did pretty well against our defense. Gave us some fits.
Let's see what happens.
It's a bummer. No.
But again, it is practice, and it's and some teams' offense are ahead of the D, and D's the head of the offense, and who knows? You might have been. We're just going to see. Hey, you cover him one-on-one, see what you can do with him.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's all. It doesn't matter really. It doesn't.
Yeah. So aside from that, I mean, anything else you have about the training camp? Obviously we're not there.
The joint practices, it is good, and I know a lot of the podcasts. They get tired of beating each other up, so now you get to beat somebody up on another team that you don't know. But I'm just always nervous about injuries because we've already had a few of them up today. Somebody got hurt in a joint practice, and they're going to miss a significant amount of time. So it's really like Rube always says, just stay healthy.
And the other thing about these training camps that we have to remember and the joint practices, it's not a live game. They don't always, they don't sack the quarterback. They don't take these guys to the ground.
Right.
Things like that. You don't let your guys go 100%. You go 100% in the game, in the play, try to get around guys, but you don't tackle the quarterback. And one of the big things coming out of the joint practice today was that our defensive line dominated. Okay. They said that our first team offensive line and our first team defensive line really dominated. And, obviously AJ had 7 for 7 in that 7-on-7, but, one of those, two of those might have been a sack that we didn't see.
Right.
They said that Jalix Hunt, Nolan Smith, and Moro Jomo all looked really good in practice. So,
you're just looking for that jump from one year to the next.
Yes. So, we'll see what happens there, of course. But, it looks like our defensive line dominated one-on-ones against the Patriots starting defensive line. Cam Jurgens, Milton Williams beat him. Jurgens beat Williams. Jurgens beat Williams pretty good. Markel Bell beat Jesse Lucetta pretty good. Awesome. Drew Kendall beat Joshua Farmer. So a lot of stuff that we see there. So it's good to know that our defensive line, our offensive line was looking good in the one-on-ones and stuff.
Yeah.
There was also some stuff about Saquon Barkley. He looked really good. Again, how much is real? The defensive line, but
run him a few plays and that's it.
Exactly.
Get out of there. Go down easy.
So they say that he had some good catches behind. He had a good screen and some stuff like that. So it looks like, they're using the running backs, throwing running backs in training camp, which we never see translate to the regular season.
Ever. But I know Shipley had a few catches from what I heard as well.
Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But we saw a little bit of a fight. Tends to happen. I guess during a field goal.
Oh, really?
Yeah, during a field goal, there was a mess of bodies pushing and shoving. Jalix Hunt looked like he was in the mix. Mike Vrabel got in there to break it up. I did see some stuff on the social medias that were, Mike Vrabel saying, he's been a problem, saying Jalix Hunt was a problem and stuff like that. So,
right.
Some stuff out there, but it's good to see. Zach Bond, the reports he did really good, and other stuff like that. They did say that Jalen Hurts struggled today. But it sounds like he threw 3 interceptions in total on the day.
Okay.
Didn't count. Doesn't count. He's getting him out for the season.
That's right.
That's what everybody says.
Not just that, you're throwing in the coverage because you're just seeing what you got. Yeah. So why not?
Anything else on the joint practice? That's kind of all I have there. It's a quick one.
All I got.
People are going to see it all over social media and stuff like that, and people who are there are going to run following.
Sure.
So yeah. Next news. This is one of the more frustrating things we're seeing coming out of camp over the last 2 weeks. Jonathan Grenard. We heard Vic Fangio speak today, and one of the questions he was asked was, is Jonathan Grenard, are you worried about Jonathan Grenard not being ready for the season opener? And all Vic said was, yeah. So you're just kind of like, man, like this, that's really frustrating. Yeah. I mean, that's the guy we traded for. That's the guy we signed.
Big money.
And that was our big acquisition. Is that our biggest acquisition? Non-drafting? Right?
I would say, yeah.
I would say so. I mean,
free agents, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, I mean, we traded for him, so I would say, yeah, it's definitely the biggest acquisition of the offseason. And if he's not ready for week 1, it's not just that. It's not just not being ready for week 1. It's you don't play week 1, now your week 2 is week 1. Well, now if you don't play week 2, your week 3 is week 1, and now you're 2 weeks behind, 4 weeks behind. So. And he's a veteran.
You don't get to gel with the other guys.
Yes.
And that's the biggest thing for him.
It's his new team.
Fit in and see what these guys do and know what side I want to rush on this guy because he always seems to pull that back that way or that lineman this way or whatever, So that's what you want. But again, these are veterans and, it's just getting in shape. That's really what it is.
It is. It's getting in shape, and it's getting used to a new defense. He's with a new defense. He's with a new team, a new defensive coordinator.
Yes.
You just want him to get some snaps. Yeah, that's a big thing. And we're less than a month away from the season beginning. So you really hope he comes back in at least 2 weeks,
That's what I heard. I heard 2 weeks. So, but who am I talking to, right?
Yeah.
I'm reading it,
I mean, I think you feel comfortable if he comes back with 2 weeks of practice left. Even less than that, maybe a week, you start to feel, okay, hey, at least he's, and these guys keep in shape. So even if he's hurt, it's a pec. It's a pec injury.
But is he going to be mostly a edge?
Yes. All he's going to be.
Strictly edge.
That's all he's going to be. He's not a run guy. He's a rusher. He's a pass rusher. So, it's a pec injury. So, he still is able to run. He's still able to keep in shape. So you don't really worry too much about, he's not going to be, football ready. Yeah, but you just got to, you want him to still have the practice and the mental reps and the physical reps of these things. So that's just a little frustrating, but what are you going to do?
Yeah, I mean, that happens all the time. Look,
of course it does.
There's guys that are, starting offensive linemen are injured already, and that's before the joint practices already. So
we don't have any wood to knock on. So like, I don't even want to say the word that starts with the A.
Yeah.
But we already saw the Chargers center, like you said, center. He had an ACL injury, so I don't know if it's torn. They said it's an ACL injury, so he said he's out indefinitely. They might know more tomorrow. Of course, we probably found out today.
Right.
You're seeing these big players.
You just hate to see.
Yeah. So it's a bummer. What did we get a goal over here?
We got a goal.
Oh, okay. My dad's a big Switchbacks fan. The Colorado Springs Switchbacks. You can look them up. Soccer team. They're playing against the Phoenix Rising right now, which I'm from Phoenix, so it's kind of fun there. But they just scored a goal, so congrats to you, Dad.
Well, we're late. We always come on late. We always get behind. We always come back, and this was a great goal.
Well, nice. Who is that?
Very good. That's Perez, I believe.
Okay. I don't know, but there's Tejada.
Tejada's out there with his hair.
Yep. All right, let's get into just some talk about the game coming up, all right?
Yes.
Saturday on the 22nd, the day I go back to work.
Oh, man, sorry.
For those of you that are listening, I had a newborn, been off for a little bit over 2 months, and go back on Saturday. And I know a lot of people out there are going to be, oh, big whoop, my boss said, congrats, see you tomorrow. Like, I get it, but I don't care. Now I have to go back to work, and it sucks.
Yeah. You had a good 2-month run.
I had a good 2-month run.
Yeah.
I got another month that I'm saving off for Christmas time, so
right.
I'll get to use that then.
There you go.
And I got a bunch of vacation time coming up because I got 3 weddings to go through over the next 3 months.
Yeah.
So it'll be a lot of fun. But let's talk about Saturday. So after I return to work, 5 hours after work is over, the Eagles will play the Patriots in Foxboro. 5 o'clock Eastern, 5 o'clock our time. There we go.
7.
Yep, 7 o'clock their time.
Yep.
Dad, I know we did this last week, players that you're looking to watch. You can say they're the same players, but do you have any different players you want to throw to the mix? Or
Well, yeah, obviously Stowers is one. We definitely want to see him take a step forward. Again, this is his first NFL action ever, so he's probably nervous and things like that, and maybe they'll work him into the game plan a little bit more. I'm really curious to see how Darius Cooper does. He's another one of those guys that once I become a fan or once I start latching on to a guy, I just want him to do it, and I think he showed a lot last year, and hopefully he can get something going here. He dropped the ball, but he made a few good catches too.
You think he will play?
Oh, yeah, I do.
Okay.
I do.
I
think he needs to.
I just wonder because I know with Mekhi Lemon being out for a while, there are a lot of people who are thinking, Darius Cooper, he's a lot more important now that one less guy in the mix.
He's makes the roster obviously, and if he can, but I still think he needs to work.
I would agree.
I really do.
I think the only ones who are holding out are Devontae Smith,
yes,
Lemon of course for injury, and then Dontavian Wicks.
Yes.
Aside from that, I think all bets are off. Darius Cooper. Elijah Moore,
Hollywood Brown,
Elijah Moore, Hollywood Brown, Johnny Wilson, all these guys, Covey.
Because some of these guys, I mean, Johnny Wilson, we've had him for a couple of years now, and is he? Hopefully, maybe he can make a couple big catches, or okay, hey, that's what we've been looking for, that kind of thing. But again, preseason still, it's just preseason, and how I feel about it. Even though I'm glad they have it now.
Anybody on defense you're looking at?
Yeah. Well, yeah, Uar, of course. And then what's the other guy's name?
Joshua Waru.
And then
Ebiketie. Yep.
He plays. And
Ebiketie and Epinesa
played.
And they'll both play.
He looked good, too. So.
Epinesa, it's funny. He's a defensive end, outside linebacker. These guys have to drop back into coverage sometimes. I thought in the first, play or two, he looked really good. And then he had to cover a tight end.
I saw him get beat.
And he got burned, and you're like, oh, that's not his job.
I mean, he was on the play. At least, it was a good pass.
But you're just like, no, that's not what he's supposed to do. But, you have to drop back sometimes.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, I'm looking. So those guys, the edge rushers, I don't think they're probably not going to play Reek Woolen, but I know some of the reports out of the joint practice today where he was struggling a bit.
Okay.
So I wonder if they kind of maybe think about putting him in. Yeah. Keely Ringo last week really struggled. He he had a big pass interference. He let up a touchdown, but he also had an interception.
Great interception from what I heard.
It was a great interception.
And he held on to it and kept it off the ground.
No, it was really good.
But we know what we get with Keely Ringo, right? He's a special teamer, and we need him to, and if we need to push him into action, that's what we want. He's got a little battle going on with a few other guys, so we'll
he just has such elite speed. and size that you're just like, why is it not good? Yeah. And it's just a bummer because, I mean, I'm going to pull it up real quick.
Still fairly young too, right?
He's only 24.
Okay, yeah.
He just turned 24.
Right. So,
and he's 6'2", 207 pounds, and I believe he ran a 4.36. Yeah. And he's just like, man,
we know what you get in him. With him, you get the all or nothing. You get a great play or you get a burn, and
it's true.
That's not ideal, but it's sometimes if you're pushed into action, that's what kind of happens. So
yeah. Anybody else for the Eagles-Patriots preseason game?
Who am I else going to watch? Well, we're still going to watch the offensive lineman. See if Markel Bell continues to dominate like he did last week. Lampkin, who I think is going to make the roster, with 5'10", 5'11", center guard. I mean, he's from what I hear, he's looking good. So that's the other thing.
I need him to make the roster, and I need him to change his number to 77, and it's perfect.
There you go.
He's 67 now. It's okay. It's okay.
Not bad.
For a guard, it's good. 77. Got to switch to 77. Yes. Yeah, Markel Bell, Billy Lampkin, Drew Kendall. Those are the big guys I think we'll watch.
Hinton. I think these guys are all in the bubble, and it's a who do you want? Like that's what I feel. Like when I was making up my roster, I think I made a few other. I picked others than what I'd heard from other people pick. So, but again, you just hope. Cameron Williams is another one. I don't know how much he played, but he was a big dude, and we could use a big dude, but apparently he's not. So maybe he'll dominate and look great.
Now, from what I've heard and what I've read, this is a nationally televised game.
Okay.
I'm fairly certain. It's on NFL Network. It's listed as the only game on NFL Network at 5 o'clock that day. It's not listed on the ESPN app. It is listed as NFL Network. So it'll be televised. So we will be able to watch this game start to finish.
Is it in Philly?
No.
That's right. We're up in Boston, Preston. What am I saying?
Yeah. Up in New England. So we're getting the announcers.
Probably, but NFL Network might take over instead of the local people and feed the local guys. True. They might just have their guys.
Or something. Yeah.
Yeah, which is cool with me.
That's true. Yeah, I'd like that. So, Eagles-Patriots, Saturday, 5 o'clock for us. Dad, I want to talk about some PFF rankings. So the other day, I saw that it was released. PFF released their rankings, top 32 players at each position.
Wow.
So regardless of team, regardless of name, I guess that doesn't matter. Regardless of race, it's the top 32 players at each position. Okay. So I'm going to go through all of our positions and list every single
where they went.
Yes,
where they were ranked.
Yes, correct. So starting off on the offensive side, we'll go quarterback. Where would you think Hurts is? I'll ask you, where do you think he is?
14.
Okay, they have him at 15.
Okay,
yeah.
I mean that's where everybody throws him, 15 to 17. I like 14 to get him above the top 15.
Yeah. They have him out of the above average. Now, we can debate things about Jalen Hurts all day long, whether you think he's top 10, whether you think he's not, whatever. There is no debate to me that he's above average quarterback. I mean, that's the baseline of argument you can have, is he's obviously an above average quarterback.
Look at his win percentage. Good, yes.
Running back, Saquon. Where do you think?
Probably 4.
Little low. They got him at 8.
Okay.
Got him at 8. I guess I could have brought out who listed above him, but obviously the Bijans, the Jonathan Taylors, the Christian McCaffreys, things like that.
And then the 3 or 4 guys that don't belong above him, but that's okay. Yes.
Well, I just said those 3.
Yeah.
So, Saquon number 8. He's still in the top 10. Had a tough season. I get it. He
can rip a 60-yarder off at any time.
And last year he could only do it once or twice. It was tough.
I think it was twice. Giants
and Chargers.
Yeah.
And the Chargers one was a fake tush push.
Yes, that was awesome.
Yeah. Wide receiver, only one, Smitty. What you think?
Probably 18.
Higher, number 14.
Okay.
It's good to see. Still a little, it's hard to say.
Get the respect, but
it's hard to say a little low because obviously his whole career, except for his rookie year, he's been with AJ. Right. So, what's the debate?
Hurts had to look to AJ first or we'd start crying.
AJ is the number 6 now, I think. So, whatever. It's funny because I see all these lists ranking wide receivers, and last year I didn't see anything about AJ being in the top 10.
Right. Suddenly he's the best.
Suddenly he's number 4 and 5 and 6 and all the. And I'm like, that wasn't how they were before last year. Right. And I'm talking like after 24 when he had a great season and won the Super Bowl. So a little strange, but tight end Goddard.
I'm going to go 7.
17. Yeah.
Okay. He had a lot of yards receiving last year, didn't he?
Not so much, more so touchdowns.
He had 11 touchdowns, right?
Let me pull it up real quick.
I think it was 11.
I think you're right there.
It was the best.
He was
tied Eagles record, right?
Correct. Yes. Let me see. He's in receivers. I hate when they don't separate them.
I'm going to say it's 730 yards receiving, and I'm probably low.
Dallas Goedert. You said how much?
730.
Way lower. 591.
That's not that many lower.
Yeah, 591, 11 touchdowns.
16 games. That's only about 10 yards.
4 drops. It was his second career high in drops. Only 15 games, sat out 1 for the starters to sit. So 82 targets, 60 catches, 591 yards, only 11 touchdowns. So 39 yards per game.
Yeah, it's 55.
I would also say 17 is a little too low for my blood. I'd put it more in the 12.
You got to go with the touchdowns. How many? 11?
11.
Yeah, that's a lot.
But I would also say massive drop-off in his blocking last year.
Agreed.
I would say
but that was everybody too. I mean,
yes, but on a lot of the outside Saquon runs, you'd see Goddard 2 yards behind line of scrimmage.
He missed blocks. I'll hit you there.
17's a little too low. I'd have him at the 12 to 13 area, but I understand the drop because the blocking just fell immensely.
I mean, what's the criterion that they looked at too? They're not looking at blocking for Kelsey. They're not looking for blocking from
PFF. You don't know. I don't know.
You know how many tight ends really are a main blocker like Goddard has been.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and that's what I kind of roll into, the fact that he's also a clutch and, of course, coming off the touchdowns. I mean, that's huge.
Yeah. Well, but a lot of those touchdowns, not to devalue touchdowns, but obviously people devalue the tush push all the time. Sure. So with the Goddard stuff, you do kind of mention it was all gadget stuff at the 1-2 yard line. You know, like 8 of those touchdowns were probably a 2-yard catch. You know,
and I hate to use this expression, but a tutty is a tutty.
Yeah, it is. It is. It is when you win.
When they use tutty, I hate that.
Offensive tackle. Both Milana and Johnson make it. What do you think their numbers are?
Well, I would say Milana's got to be in the top 10.
Okay, yep.
That's he's top 5, in my opinion.
So Johnson wouldn't be in the top 10?
No, but you got to go off last year's season, how many games he missed. I always look at that. He missed a bunch of games. He was injured.
So give me a number for both of them. Milana,
I'm going to say 7.
Okay, and you want Johnson?
Johnson 12, 14.
Okay, so higher on both of them. Milana 4, Johnson 6.
Okay, they gave Johnson a lot of respect on that.
Yeah. So the highest ranked, offensive lineman, they're the highest ranked duo, of course, in the NFL.
Wow, that's awesome.
Tackles, so that's great to see.
Yes.
Number 4, number 6, Milana and Johnson, both coming off of off seasons. Lane, of course, with the injury. Milana, it just didn't seem like he was as good as the year before. Now, in 2024, if we recall, PFF rated him as the MVP of the season. Wow. Like they say he was the best player in the NFL in 2024.
Right.
So probably, for 2025, probably a drop-off, but they're still giving him the respect. He is still one of the best linemen.
You got to remember, that's 4 out of 64, right? 32 teams, 2 tackles on each.
Correct.
That's
number
huge.
4 and number 6 out of 64 starting tackles.
And then you throw another 8 or 10 in there.
When people get injured, yes.
Yeah. So
because, of course, you always see during the season on Sunday Night Football, when they say their name, they always do PFF.
Right.
Number 7 of 49, and you're like, but there's only
32 teams.
Yeah, and you're like, wait, for NFL, for offensive linemen, it'll be number 4 of
64,
82, and you're like, whoa, how many guys have been playing? So
it is weird.
Extra linemen,
but they don't do right tackle and left tackle. That's the other thing. It's funny because it's so important, yet they just blow it off like it's nothing.
Yeah.
Because I mean, if you said to me who's the best right tackle in the game, I would have put Lane higher.
That's right.
Meaning 5.
Yeah, I get you.
Or 6 or 4.
But they do it as 1. Yeah.
But that's incredible. That's pretty good.
Both starting guards on the list, Dickerson and Steen. Give me where you think Dickerson is.
I'd say Dickerson's probably 8.
Okay, and Steen?
Steen, because he gets no respect, who played really well last year, probably one of the better linemen we had. I'm going to say he's 14.
I gotcha. Too high on both of them. Dickerson, Dickerson 11, Steen 21.
Yeah, and I didn't want to disrespect him, but I knew he would be low because, first of all, everybody goes, "Who's that?" You have the Mount Rushmore of linemen, and then you got that other guy.
It's true,
right? I mean, it's not fair, but yeah,
it's true. No, I think Steen. We've kind of talked about it. We joke about it, really. Oh, he's our best offensive lineman last year, and is it true? No, but he was very consistent.
Very consistent.
It never felt like he ruined the play. It never felt like it was his fault. So even though it was a weak link of the offensive line, you never really felt like that guy sucks. It was always like, oh, he's,
we need to replace him. But no, I thought he played, especially with all the stuff he had the year before. Where,
Yes.
Everybody was saying, he's a weak link and all that.
Becton was the star of the year before, and we brought Becton in, and he kind of took his spot. We kind of felt like Steen's spot, and Becton took it. And it was like, oh.
Becton was amazing.
Because Tyler Steen, if you recall, before the Super Bowl season, second Super Bowl,
Thank you.
he was going to be the starting guard. Becton was supposed to be a swing tackle backup, and then they put Becton in when Steen got hurt.
Right.
And to not his fault, he lost his job because Becton played really well. So
he did.
So that
Becton played great.
Juergens, one center, Juergens, of course. Who do you think?
Oh, probably 9.
Little low, 14.
Oh, okay.
Coming off a tough season.
It's a little disrespectful, but no, he had his struggles last year.
Injuries he dealt with, and when he was playing, it felt like the injuries were taking their toll because he just didn't really play well.
Well, remember he's getting shot up before some of the playoff game, and even going into those later games, you knew he was hurt.
Yes. So 14 a little low, but not too crazy.
Toughness 1.
Yeah. Defensive tackle are most on any of the list. 3 on the top 32 defensive tackles.
Okay.
Carter, Davis, and Ojomo.
Okay. I would say Carter's 3, Davis 7, Ojomo 14.
Overshot on all 3 of them, unfortunately. Carter number 8, Davis 17, Ojomo 28.
Wow, Ojomo was fantastic last year.
Yeah. The biggest one to me is the Davis one. Carter, injuries, yada, 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 number 8. Davis, 17, makes no sense.
He was fantastic.
He was fantastic.
Block kicks did he have last year?
Right. Fantastic last year.
Sacks, too, right?
He should have been a Pro Bowler. Joe Alt made a Pro Bowl with only 6 games played, and Jordan Davis didn't make a Pro Bowl. You're just like, I just don't get it.
Jordan Davis was great last year.
He was fantastic, so it's a bummer that he's so low. Ojomo, 2, 6 sacks last year, dropped to number 28.
Ojomo was great.
I thought he was great, too. So
he carried Carter, who didn't have a fantastic year. Now,
absolutely.
Let's just say, but it got off to a bad start. So that's he struggled for weeks after that just to get back in the swing of things.
Yes.
So hopefully this year he wears a mouth guard.
One defensive end, Jonathan Grenard. Give me a number.
11.
19.
Yeah.
Now he's coming off one of his
low sacks, right?
Coming off one of his worst seasons. He only had 3 sacks last year. You'd kind of try to chalk it up to just a tough season.
Plus, he's been a consistent 10-plus sack guy. 12 in a row, I think.
Yes.
So Hunt not on the list?
No Hunt on the list. What kind of frustrates me with the Jonathan Grenard, I don't want to start off by not liking this guy, but what kind of confuses me with what kind of confused me with the 3 sacks is at one point in the season, the Vikings were the best passing defense in the NFL.
Yes,
remember we went to play them.
Oh, yeah.
Week 12, week 11.
Right.
We played against Wentz, and they at that time were ranked as the number 1 passing defense. And I remember because Jalen Hurts had the first game of the season with a perfect passer rating.
Right.
And he was amazing. So you're kind of like, why do you only get 3 sacks when his corners were
covering everybody
for quite a while one of the better teams in the league?
Agreed.
So I don't love that.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens, but I didn't love that.
Yeah. Totally.
Next one, going to be linebacker. Got 2 of them.
Vaughn had to be in the top 5.
Yep. Bond's in it, top 5. Give me the number.
Are we talking? I say 4.
Perfect, dead on.
Yep.
Your first one.
Campbell, maybe 12.
16.
Okay, I was being nice.
Yeah, 16 at 32. He's ranked as the middle linebacker. So, they're ranking 32 linebackers.
Middle linebacker.
Yeah. Well, if you're ranking how many linebackers per?
2 or 3, depending on your, mostly 2. Let's say
so
2.
64, similar to the tackle thing, and then bump that up to 75,
right?
Just in case for play time.
Yeah.
16. That's pretty darn good.
That is good.
Bond,
when we saw what he did, he played well. I thought he played well early, and then he kind of had that rookie drop-off thing.
They did, Nakobe came back.
Nakobe was in and out.
He came back, and Nakobe was amazing.
He was. And
Jihad suffered from it, unfortunately. And they started putting him in an edge rusher. It just didn't work out.
Right.
It was a bummer. And it goes back to, I don't want to.
I'm sure it hurt his confidence level a lot.
And I don't want to talk about not liking this guy because obviously I'm happy he's on our team. He's a good player. But I remember, when we drafted him, I was like, oh, no. we have Nakobe. Like, what are you doing?
Right.
What about when Nakobe comes back? And I know the fear of, well, what if he comes back and he's not as good because of his knee?
Right.
Well, then he came back and he was the best linebacker in the NFL.
Yeah, he was good.
I'll have to check what he was rated on.
Plus, they knew he was coming up to be contracted, and they had a feeling that he was going to get that big.
Yeah,
and he did.
So Campbell, number 16, not bad. 2 cornerbacks in the top 32, pretty easy.
Yeah, I would say Quignon's got to be 3.
Cooper DeJean, Quinyon Mitchell.
Cooper's probably 6.
So flip them a little bit. Quinyon 6, Cooper DeJean 5.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm always missing on that one. But
DeJean at 5, Quinyon at 6. It's funny because to us and to most of the Eagles fan base, we recognize that Quignon's the better player, but Cooper is the
higher profile.
Yeah. He's white, and the white cornerback thing became a big thing. Obviously, so exciting whites, whatever stuff like that.
Plus the pick 6 in the Super Bowl,
of course. So his
definitely
name
there on the list.
His name is a lot more famous to the NFL fan base and extension of family and people outside. People who aren't big NFL fans, a lot of them would know who Cooper DeJean is. You know what I mean?
You're right.
So
they don't know Q.
That's the thing. Quinyon, he's a quiet guy, even though I would say he's a top 3 corner in the league. I know he's rated as a 6.
Yeah.
He's just not the big name guy.
The 2 in the top 6, that's pretty good.
Pretty darn good. Yeah, similar to the tackle.
Yeah, you can't go away with that. So,
all right, and then safety, none.
Yeah, well, Makuba, Epps.
We don't have any, none. It's the only position. Sorry,
who did we have last year?
Reed Blankenship,
the guy from the Giants, right? Didn't we have him? Adoree?
Corner.
Last year
he was a corner, though. Yeah. No safety this year on the list. It makes sense. Epps, not well known. Makuba, second-year player coming off an injury, and the other guy, Michael Carter, that might be fighting for that spot.
Apparently, he's doing really well.
Yeah.
I mean, you know what I've always said about Carter? I'm just like, come on, man. But he's shown some stuff, and he's not that old. He's older, but
yes, experienced veteran, good to have in the room. And as we get into our roster predictions, we'll see how we feel about him being on the team.
Yeah.
All right, you want to get into that?
Sure.
All right, let's talk about our roster predictions. So these are going to be our 53-man rosters. So how do you want to do this? You want to go position, like just go back and forth?
Yeah.
Yep, okay. So starting off with quarterback, I feel like we're probably in agreement here, but go ahead and say your 3.
No Andy Dalton.
Okay, yeah.
So I've got Hurts, McKee, and Payton.
Hurts, McKee, Payton, that's what I got too.
Yeah.
I think it's pretty cut and dry. It's weird because Andy Dalton, he's getting the second team reps in practice, in the preseason, and everything like that. So they're maybe trying to find a way to trade him or something. But I can't.
That for him.
6th-round pick.
I mean, that's better than nothing, right? And you know how he takes a 6 and turns it into 3-1. So
I wish, if only. All right, running back.
Running back, I've got 3.
Yep.
So I'll give you the number. Barkley, Bigsby, and Shipley.
Yep, I got the same 3.
I figured. Yeah,
Saquon Barkley, Tank Bigsby, Will Shipley. Damian Pierce at one point was looking for a possible spot on the roster. Shipley was kind of struggling, but he's really pulled straight forward. He also has the kick return abilities.
Right.
So, you expect him to really be on the team because of that.
He spelled last year, or at least the year before, he spelled Barkley at times because Barkley was banged up a couple times.
Now, we really thought Shipley was going to be a lot bigger last year.
I thought so too, but Bigsby, man,
he came and he was amazing. Yeah,
I'll never forget some of the runs he had; were incredible.
All right, so we're both at 6, going into wide receiver.
6, yes, I got 6.
How many wide receivers you got?
I got 6.
Okay, good.
Sorry.
Me too. No, you're good. Me too. Go ahead.
Why don't you go?
I got Smitty, Mekhi Lemon, Dontavian Wicks, Darius Cooper, Hollywood Brown, and Elijah Moore.
See, I did the same thing. Now, a lot of them had Elijah Moore not on there.
Yes.
And I just disagree. So I had to cut another player from somewhere else.
Yeah. See, I think Elijah Moore gives you, similar to the Shipley,
yes,
he gives you the kick return ability and punt return ability.
Yes.
And if you're thinking Covey's not on the team, which
that
was kind of the one thing I wanted to go against the grain and say Covey would be on the team, but he's not, probably. So if Covey was on the team, he'd be there, of course, but I think Moore will be the punt returner for the season.
I agree, and I think he's also a deep threat. So
he is.
To me, that's huge.
Yep. All right, so we're at 12 tight ends.
I've got 4.
Okay.
I almost cut here to make room for Elijah Moore.
Okay.
But I've got Goddard, Jeff Mund.
Johnny
Mund. I've got Cameron Latu only because he's a blocker, and I think if we get away from the push tush push, we're going to do a lot of more of the eye back type situation in the goal line. So, and then I also got Stowers because he's a second round pick and we got to keep him.
Yeah. So this is our first breakaway from each other. I only have 3. I'm keeping Goddard, Stowers, and Munt. I think Latu you can get onto the practice squad, and I think maybe he'll be up on the team later in the season.
Right.
But I think they're going to keep him off at the beginning. I think it's time to go away with the fullback thing we've been doing.
Yeah.
I'm kind of out on it.
Yeah.
So I know he's a good special teamer too, so that maybe gets his spot in. But I didn't want to cut anybody else.
Yeah,
So
he's a fantastic special teamer too.
We had the blocked punt last year against the
touchdowns.
Buccaneers. Yes. So he's a good special teamer, and he was a good blocker, like you mentioned. So I don't see him getting picked up on waivers, so I imagine he'd be on the practice squad if he didn't make the team.
Just in case.
And then I think he'll be on the team throughout the year.
Okay.
All right. Offensive line.
I got 9.
Okay, I got 10. So this is different, right? So you want to go starters left to right?
I got the starters right. Malata, Dickerson, Juergens, Steen, and Lane.
Same thing here for me.
I got Markel Bell.
Good.
Freddie J. Lampkin and Morris.
Okay.
Micah Morris. Now you probably went with.
I'm keeping Drew Kendall.
Okay, there's talk about that.
I'm keeping same guys as you. Back starters the same, and then Big Fred, Lampkin, Morris, Bell, and then Drew Kendall. I just think they like Drew Kendall a lot. He's their backup center and backup guard, so I think he's catapulted into the team.
Last year, 6th round.
6th round pick last year.
Okay. So that, my feeling was either we could put him on the practice squad.
Yeah,
I don't think.
I also think Willie Lampkin can maybe do some of that Cameron Latu stuff. 5'11".
True.
Maybe be a little bit of
center of gravity.
Maybe a leading back or a leading blocker.
Yeah.
So I think that might be part of it. We'll see.
Or Malata, give him the ball at the goal line.
We've always talked about that.
Stop that tush push and just give it to Malata.
I can't believe it hasn't happened.
He's a rugby player.
It's weird to me that they've not done that yet.
At least once, but
at least once.
Get him hurt.
Well, just in a game where it's not a blowout, but the game's still in the balance.
Right.
I don't get it. Why not? Fred Johnson, get in there at left tackle.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Did another lineman out there get 7 linemen? And
I just have never understood that from the 1 yard line.
Even if they gave that look,
absolutely, that's the thing.
Give it to that guy and
get it on film.
Pitch it out or something.
Get it on film so teams have to spend time going, hey, watch this. It's weird, but okay, that's the offense for us. Going over to the defense.
I got 6 D tackles.
Yes, me too. Okay.
I got Carter Davis, Ajomo, Byron Young, Bryant Young, Ty Robinson, and then Uar. Uar they got to keep.
Yeah. Got the same exact 6, so yeah.
Steal them if they go on the practice squad.
So top 3 are obviously the biggest locks.
Oh, yeah.
Carter Davis, Ajomo. Young is as close to a lock as you can be.
He is played. He's just there. He doesn't get a lot, but he's just been around for a while, and he knows everything's going on, and knows the players.
We've talked about it, and people have said it. I agree with them. Probably the best 4th tackle in the NFL. I mean, he's the number 4 defensive tackle on our team.
Right.
Probably the best number 4 defensive tackle in the NFL.
He's definitely a good player.
Ty Robinson, 4th round pick last year, finally showing some stuff. And yes, you have to protect Uar.
You got to keep that 4th round pick too. I mean,
yes,
because he had some big pub coming out too.
Yes.
So,
and then yes, you have to protect Uar Bernard. You can't lose him.
Definitely.
Okay, going to defensive end or edge or outside linebacker, whatever.
I got 5.
Me too. Sorry.
Okay, so you got Grenard.
Yep.
Hunt. Yep. Nolan Smith, Ebiketie, and Epinesa.
Okay. So we cross a little bit different here.
Okay.
Now, I'm willing to accept that if I'm going to be wrong on this, it's going to be here.
Okay.
Because this is probably the place I'm most likely to be wrong, just because I'm keeping Grenard, Hunt, Smith, Epinesa, and I'm keeping Joshua Weru over Ebiketie. Now, I think you can sneak Ebiketie. Now, he doesn't have to clear waivers because he's a veteran. Right. So I think it's likely that they keep Weru, they IR him, they get him injured, done for the season, and then bring back Ebiketie. I know I'm playing games here, but I do think they're going to try to protect Joshua Weru just like they are with Uar Bernard.
Right. Okay.
So I that's where my mind is going.
But again, I think some of these guys at the very end we can put into a the practice squad and not really worry about them being taken. But Uar definitely would be taken.
Yes. All right, inside linebacker.
Okay, for them I've got 5.
Yes.
Bond.
Yep.
Campbell.
Yep.
Trotter. Locks. Smile. Mondin. A lock. And then I got Chance Campbell. This is just a name I've heard people talk about. So.
Yeah, I got the same 5. Bond, of course, one of the we already said it. Top 5 linebacker in the league.
Yeah.
Campbell, top 16. Trotter, who could be a top 16. I mean, he's played fantastic.
Yeah.
Mondin, we've always heard really great things about him, despite being a 5th-round pick 2 years ago.
Not play much.
Last year. Yeah, never played much, but they've always talked well about him in camp.
Yeah.
He's always done well in the preseason, so stuff like that. And then Chance Campbell, another thing like Mondin, he's always played well in the preseason. I think you're going to look to keep him too.
Where did you get him from?
Let me double check.
Chance Campbell, because I heard somebody say his name, and I'm like, not real familiar with that guy, but
let me see here. He's been with us at least 2 years. I know he was on the team last year, correct?
I think he was. I don't know, maybe a practice squad guy.
So he's 26 years old, born 99. Let's see. Former 6th overall pick from 22. With the Titans for 3 seasons. He's been with us since last year. So got him from the Titans. Yeah, he suffered a torn ACL in 2024. He missed the entire 2024 season. So he's with us last year. He was on the practice squad all of last year.
Okay.
And then he's with us now on a reserve.
But again, I think he's one of those guys you can drop down and bring somebody up in case something happens, or we want to give somebody else a shot or something like that. So
agreed. We'll see. Cornerback, I'm going to start this one. I got 6.
I got 6.
Okay, cool. Keeping Quinyon Mitchell, Cooper DeJean, Tariq Woolen, the locks. Mac McWilliams.
Yes.
I'm keeping Jonathan Jones, the veteran, and I'm keeping Keely Ringo, the special teams.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, so, we talked about it. Quinyon, Cooper, and Tariq Woolen, they make up what we are assuming to be the best cornerback trio in the NFL.
Yes,
we'll see what from Woolen. A lot of stuff. He's got the size. He's got the speed.
Yeah.
He's got the knuckleheadness. He's got the playmaking ability, but does he have the consistency? That's what we'll see. Mac McWilliams was a 4th-round pick maybe 5th-round pick last year.
All that talk about the coordinator liking him a lot. So we hear that all the time.
Yep.
So
Jonathan Jones, veteran in the NFL. He's been around for quite a while. Formerly, 2-time Super Bowl champion with the Patriots, been around since 2016, so he's going into his 11th season. Formerly an undrafted player, so great for him to, he made a career for himself. Definitely. And then Ringo, the disappointment, but the special teams like we talked about, and the potential, and been in the defense for 3 years. Right. That is something that I think that makes you the team sometimes.
And he's definitely got a chip on his shoulder. He plays that way. Sometimes that's where he gets in trouble because he makes knucklehead moves.
Yeah.
Late hits and things like that. But I think he. I don't know. I'm hoping he gets better, of course. But
like I said, I do think he's been. This will be his. Is this his 3rd year?
Yeah.
3rd year in the league. All 3 years with Vic Fangio.
Right.
I just think, despite his wrongdoings in the past and struggles, I think there is something to be said about a guy who, if someone gets hurt, he knows the defense, at least that. So that I think that gets him on the team.
Yeah.
All right, so that leaves us with safety. 3 as well.
Makuba, Epps, and Carter.
Easiest thing ever.
I think so, yeah.
I wanted to somehow get Cole Wisniewski in this team. He was his 7th-round pick this year. Let me double-check that. 7th-round pick or 6th? I'm never good with that. 7th-round pick this year out of Texas Tech. Used to play at North Dakota State. I like the size. He's 6'3", 219 pounds. I just kind of like the strength, 22 reps on the bench press. So I like the strength, but he has been injured. He hasn't had a chance to really, maintain course and consistency in this training camp.
Right.
So I think making the team is really tough over those 3 guys. I wanted to keep him on here. He was my player that I wanted to find a spot for, but there's just no way. So it's Makuba and Epps and Carter. Makuba obviously a starter on one side after a pretty promising first half of the rookie year last year.
Yeah, he was great, I thought. But then,
Epps' consistency. He's played on the team before. He's played on the defense. And then Carter on the team last year, halfway through the season, he started with us. So another veteran who has some ability. He also has, with keeping Carter, you're keeping a safety and a cornerback.
Right.
He's played. He used to be a nickel. He played safety. He's not as good as Cooper DeJean, but he's like Cooper DeJean. He can play both positions. Yeah. So you do have that versatility. Correct.
In case somebody gets nicked in the middle of a game or something like that, you can, have him come in for a play or a quarter or whatever you need.
Easy. Yep.
Good.
All right, and then the three easiest ones, the one I'm assuming just like me, you wrote down first. Kicker, punter, and long snapper.
Yes.
We're going Jake Elliott. We're going Braden Mann, and we're going Rocco Underwood. Rocco Underwood. Yeah. So that's the easiest one to talk about all day. So that's all good there. Cool. We'll keep an eye on this, and we'll see how we do things during cuts over the next few weeks. I always forget, when does the roster need to be finalized? What's the date? All right, when?
Let's see, the first game is, you got that Thursday game, so it's going to be like the 10th or the 11th, 9th. It's usually the week right after the last preseason game, right? The Tuesday after that, I believe.
Roster cut deadline is Sunday, August 30th. So it's 6 p.m. Eastern time, 5 p.m. Central time.
Okay.
4 o'clock for us?
Yes.
Right? Okay, yeah. So, 4 o'clock for us on August 30th. That's when we'll find out the entire roster. Okay. And then the waiver claims happen August the 31st.
So excited on the waiver claims. And you're like,
and then you look at the practice squad and you're like, hey, look at this guy. He could be good.
Yeah.
No, he won't. He will not be good.
I will be watching Smile Mondon. I'm hoping he plays in this game. So
That's true.
At least see what he can do and see if he's done anything, gotten better, that kind of thing.
You know what I'm going to say about Smile Mondon?
What's that?
Brutal number for a linebacker, 42. Awful. Just awful. And he was just, when you're a rookie, you're probably, made choices. Your assigned numbers, especially for a 6th-round pick. Hey, man, this is what you got.
All right, it's all we got left in the locker.
But 42 for a linebacker, inside linebacker, atrocious. That's bad. 42 is a bad number overall. Safety. Yeah. I remember when Kayvon Wallace came into the league. He was from Clemson, just like Brian Dawkins. It was the last time it was the same. We drafted him around the same point of when we drafted Brian Dawkins. Right. And it was like, and he went over 42, and it was like, that it actually looked good. I was like, that's a good number for him. Yeah. But that's the only safety, I think, is the only position that can pull off 42. It's just not a good number. Yeah. Sproles was 43, maybe running back. Chris Maragos was 42. That was safety. Special teamer. Yeah. I agree. You know what? Speaking of Chris Maragos, I know we're going a little long here, but just indulge me. I was watching some highlights the other day of the 2020 Philadelphia Eagles. And no, the 2021 Philadelphia Eagles. Yeah, because I was watching, it was best defensive highlights of the Eagles from 2020 to 2025. Or 2021, but whatever. And, it's funny how when a season's really bad, you kind of cloud that part of your mind. Right. And when a season's great, you remember everything about it, every game, every play. And I'm pretty good with remembering everything from everything. But like the 2020 season, there's times where I'm like, because that was the COVID year. We were awful. It was Wentz last year with us. We were just awful all year long. Injuries on the line, everything. Yeah. So you kind of cloud that part of your mind. Remember Duke Riley?
I do.
I'm watching these highlights and I'm like, who's the guy with the long hair at number 50? Right. He's got a captain's patch. Like, who is this guy? And I'm like, is that Duke Riley? Look it up to make sure. Duke Riley is a captain on our team. He was a special teams captain. Right. But he was on the defense, and he was number 50. He had a captain on his chest. And you're like, who? It's just funny to look at. I'm just like blown away. I'm watching these highlights, and he got an interception. And I'm like, when was this? When was this? Yeah. And it's funny. You recall a lot of games. You remember the Saints game? I think it was in 2020 as well. We were terrible. Played the Saints. They were the best team in the league, but they didn't have Drew Brees. Yes. And we played them against Taysom Hill. Yes. Miles Sanders had an 80-yard touchdown. I was yelling. You were in the other room coming back in. No way. Yeah. Miles Sanders, big touchdown. So it's just funny how you repress some of these players. Right. You repress your mind sometimes. You see Alex Singleton and Duke Riley on the linebacker together, and you're like, what are these guys doing? We had two long-haired linebackers at one point? This is weird. Yeah. So Duke Riley, it makes me think Chris Maragos, because Maragos was the same type of player where you're like, remember Chris Maragos? Like, he was a captain on the special teams. He was a good player. Awesome. All right. Other sports, real quick. I know we're going extra long here. It's our longest one in a while. Phillies won tonight against the Marlins. They beat the Marlins yesterday, too, so they're going for the sweep that is a sweep, I believe.
It's only a two-gamer.
Correct, only a two-gamer. So, hey, they've done really good. They're 8-2 in their last 10.
Well, they won
I think
straight.
6 straight now.
6 straight, okay.
No, maybe you're right.
Minnesota sweep.
Yeah, Minnesota sweep. I think you're right. It is 5 straight. Yeah, all 3 Minnesota, and then 2 Marlins. That's awesome. No, 3 Marlins. So it is 6 straight.
Okay.
Yeah, so all 6 straight. They're going to go face the Cardinals, who they lost a series to just a few days ago, really, about a week ago.
Right.
Playing the Cardinals in Philly, 3 games, and then they'll be playing. They're going on a little trip to the East Coast, the West Coast to play the Mariners, the Angels, and the Diamondbacks. So they'll be in Phoenix. Not when we're there, unfortunately, but it's all good. And then the Union, you mentioned them. They tied against Inter Miami. Messi.
They got 4 straight wins, and then they tied tonight, but they could have put it away. They had so many opportunities, but they're coming together, I think. They're playing really well.
Messi had a goal in the 26th minute. But
that stadium was packed, huh?
Yeah, yep. In Philly, definitely.
Yeah, it was.
Yep. So they're on a little bit of a run. How many? I don't know how many more games are left in the season, but like you said,
11, 12, something like that.
4-0-1 in their last 6, and so in their last 5.
That's good.
They do this really weird. 4 in soccer just looks weird in this.
You need to get the points.
So they got to get the points. They're not many games behind. How many points behind? Let me see. Sorry. The last playoff spot for the play-in have 24 points. They got 20.
Yeah.
So, they're not too far behind.
Like 6 a couple weeks ago.
Yeah. So they're not too far behind, so they can make a push for the playoffs, which would be cool to see because they're coming together. And sometimes in soccer, all you need is a little bit of hot streak.
That's all it takes. That's right.
Nothing much to mention about the 76ers. They still have LeBron James. I did not dream that. It is real.
Okay.
The GOAT is on our team. I call him the GOAT. So it's great. I can't wait. And they're playing the Warriors. I mentioned it last time. Playing the Warriors on my birthday.
Right.
It works out perfect. They're playing the Nuggets in Denver 3 days before.
Right.
So I could go up to Denver, watch them play there, fly to Philly,
right.
watch them play in Philly, and then go to the Star Wars exhibition.
You'd be really happy.
It's all set. And that's also when my birthday, opening day, baseball, that's when the Phillies would start opening day. Maybe catch a Phillies game while I'm there, too. Not the opening day. It's going to be too expensive for baseball.
Right.
But find a game maybe there.
Too expensive.
Yes. Maybe find a game there and get a Phillies game in too. Be kind of cool.
Yeah.
Pretty fun.
Sure.
Anything else to do, bro?
Not really, man.
We got Penn State coming up. Any excitement there?
I haven't even looked at that. Yeah.
Oh, speaking of Penn State, Drew Aller. Let's mention him.
Look good.
Drew Aller played for the Steelers on Saturday maybe. Looked great.
Yeah, he did.
I called you at one point because they're playing Mason Rudolph, and it was Thursday. It was the first preseason game.
Right.
And it's just like, Dad, why is it's like Andy Dalton? Why is Mason Rudolph playing in this game?
I'm not going to trade him.
What are you doing?
I don't get it.
So they got Will Howard in. They finally got Drew Aller in, and it was great to see Drew Aller.
I think we're going to see more of him. That's all I can say.
So
yeah.
I'd be happy to see him. Not a Pittsburgh fan, but I'd be happy to see him.
He looked really good. I was watching him. He was slinging.
Yeah. 10 days from now is our first. Not Penn State, but it's the first college ranked game. There's probably already some other ones, but USC ranked at number 14 be playing against.
Boy, I wouldn't be surprised this year that there's a game on every single night.
I mean,
last year they pushed it pretty hard.
Yes, they did.
I mean, lower tiers, but still.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, Penn State's always tough to get excited for at the beginning of the season because they always start the season like this: Marshall, Temple, Buffalo. Come on. What are you doing here? Then they go on a run: Wisconsin, Northwestern, USC, Michigan. But it just always feels like the beginning of every year. You're like, they have a real chance to get. I mean, I don't want to get too excited, but they have a real chance to get into the college football playoffs again. Like I said, Marshall, Temple, Buffalo, Wisconsin, Northwestern, USC, Michigan, Purdue, Washington, Minnesota, Rutgers, and Maryland. So no crazy Ohio. They got Michigan, but no Ohio State. Things like that. Right. So there's a big chance there.
Well, they play similar teams every year, but just the early season, it's always, they're up 42-0. I'm like, okay.
All right, that's
all right. Okay.
And then they start season September 5th against Marshall.
Nice.
Yep. Okay, let's say our goodbyes, man. You can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, or TikTok. If you like Philly Eagles Therapy, do us a favor, rate and subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. If you're watching on YouTube, please like and subscribe. Email us your questions at phillyeaglestherapy@gmail.com. Let us know who you're excited to watching this next preseason game and how you're feeling going into the season and about our rosters. But other than that, from all of us here at Philly Eagles Therapy, I'm Basil.
And I'm Baz.
Go Birds.
Fly, Eagles fly.